welcome to Lesson 9. In this lesson, we are going to be looking at nouns of the second declension. Our phrase is Dominus tecum, the Lord is with thee, and that contains a second declension noun, Dominus, which means Lord. The first declension nouns that we've looked at so far were almost exclusively feminine. Nouns of the second declension may be either neuter or masculine. Most forms are common to both genders, but at least for a start, we'll learn them as separate paradigms. In this lesson, we'll study the masculine form, and we'll look at the neuter form in the next lesson. Here's the paradigm. Us I o, I orum is os is. You'll notice that the table has exactly the same format as for the first declension. The process of declining is exactly the same too. Just add the new endings to masculine second declension nouns. I've used Dominus for the sample. Dominus, Domini, Domino, Dominum, Domino. Domini, Dominorum, Dominis, Dominos, Dominis. As with the first declension nouns, we'll mainly focus on the nominative forms in your translation work until you've learned the other cases. But keep memorizing the entire paradigm. In the Latin prayers, you'll only find one second declension noun in the nominative case, and that is Dominus. However, you might find some other forms of Dominus, Dominum and Domini. And you'll also see Domine, which is in the vocative case. These other forms tell us that the word Lord is being used not as the subject of the sentence, but in some other grammatical role. Another place you've probably come across Dominus is at Mass. If you've ever heard the Sanctus being prayed in Latin, then you'd be familiar with the words Dominus Deus, Lord God. Next time you look through a Latin Missal or a Latin Bible, see if you can recognize some forms of the word Dominus. It's very commonly used in Latin prayers and Latin texts and in the Bible. I thought we'd take a look at another of your new vocabulary words, oculus, eye. It's quite interesting. It's not as common in Latin prayers and liturgy, but it has a couple of very specific applications for Catholics. I came across two Catholic terms using a form of the word oculus. The first one is custodia oculorum, and that is custody of the eyes. Christians have always been encouraged to practice this custody of the eyes, and it's employed as a means of avoiding sins committed with the eyes. Another term is demesis oculis. During a Latin Mass and at some English Masses, you may know that the priest faces east, keeping his back to the people. On the few occasions when the priest turns to the people during these Masses, he's meant to keep his eyes down, looking no further than the sanctuary where the holy sacrifice is taking place. And this term, demesis oculis, refers to that posture of keeping the eyes down. So now we'll look at adjectives, since we've learned about some second declension nouns. You've already learned that there are two main groups of adjectives, and that the ones we're studying at the moment belong to the first group. So you've seen how feminine adjectives are declined in the same way as first declension nouns. For example, dolorosa is declined like Regina. Within that same group of adjectives, masculine adjectives are declined in the same way as second declension masculine nouns. Okay, so this new paradigm that you've learned for the nouns can also be applied to masculine adjectives. So here's a table showing how a second declension noun is declined along with a masculine adjective. Hortus gloriosus, glorious garden. can see that the endings are the same in this case. And you'll need to be able to decline nouns and adjectives together. That'll come up in some of your exercises. Vocabulary now. The list contains 5 second declension masculine nouns. You'll notice that there's also a neuter noun, and learn it now, but we'll be talking about those neuter nouns in the next lesson. So Dominus, Domini, masculine, Lord. Ortus, Orti, masculine, garden. Infernus, Inferni, masculine, hell. Benedictus, Benedicti, masculine, blessed one. Oculus, Oculi, masculine, eye. Caelum, Caeli, neuter, heavens. Homework is the same as for previous lessons. Exercises at the end of the lesson in your text. Supplementary exercises if you want some more work. And within that is the drill table containing suggestions for your daily oral and written practice. That's all from me. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.